Want to become Ant-Man in Minecraft? This is the add-on for you. It's the Ant-Man and the Wasp add-on made by Nido. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, but if you want to download it for yourself, the download link will be in the description down below. It comes with a resource pack and a behavior pack, so make sure both are active. And in the game world settings, you need these experimental gameplay features enabled. They don't say exactly which ones are needed on their MCVDL page, so I recommend turning them all on like so. But other than that, generate the world. So as you see, we are in the world and I'm already wearing the Ant-Man suit. It's very detailed and very similar to the ones they use in the movie. So there you have it. If I go over to my inventory, you can see it is a headpiece and Ant-Man suit, which goes on your shoes for whatever reason, but it gives you the full body suit and it looks very nice. Now, of course, you can craft it, but I'm not going to go into too much detail on how you can craft stuff. You can check it out on the MCP appeal page. So let's go over here. Let's just quickly start off with a quick rundown of all the different armors. Of course, you have the normal Ant-Man armor. You've got the Ant-Man and you have the Wasp armor, which even comes with some juicy wings. Over here, we've also got another Wasp type armor, which also, you see there's wings. Then you've got Yellow Jacket, which comes with like blasters and this backpack looking thing. And over here you've got Ghost over here. I believe that's the name, but I could be wrong. So you can see that these armors all look incredible and look very detailed. So I'll show you a bit of how they look on the player. Let's just go over to this chest here, which has all the different items in. Now, of course, this wouldn't be an Ant-Man add-on without being able to shrink and grow. So these are what these are used over here. So let's take them out. And you do need the regulator for using it on yourself. Over here, we've got the stuff for crafting. You even have an ant saddle, so you can ride a tiny ant if you want. Next up, we have all the different structures that you can actually make in the game, which you can blow up to big proportions. So let's just take one of them, the netherite one, and the mini house. And moving on from there, we have some spawn eggs, the yellow jacket, the ghost, MODOK, and the flying ant. Now these allow you to get different items, including the armor sets for these different people. These you have to craft, but the rest you have to actually get from these spawn eggs. So just keep that in mind and we'll check out how they look. So let's start with this disc right here. This one is the growth disc and it works on certain mobs. It doesn't work on all of them, but if we were to hit, say, this pig right here with it. Oh, it's not the growth one, it's the shrinker one, sorry. You can see it becomes a little tiny pig. Look at him, he's absolutely tiny. And we can use the blue one to actually make him giant. Now he's a giant pig, and we can of course shrink him down with the head one if you can find his hitbox, or you can just simply slap him until he dies. So that's basically what these do. They basically shrink and make things bigger. Now you can use it on yourself. So all you need to do is put it into your earth hand slot. So we have these things that are going to make me micro. And then you need something called a regulator. And all you do is you crouch and you click on the regulator to shrink you down into a microscopic version. Look how tiny I am. I'm basically a pixel. And it gives you all these effects on the side here. It allows you to have speed, haste, strength, and all that for amount of time. It doesn't last forever, but it's for a short, like 90-second time, maybe a bit more than that. And it allows you to become super powerful, and you can like one punch a sheep if you want to. The only sad thing about this add-on is it doesn't actually make you physically look that small, so you still have your normal FOV. And if you were to try to go through one whole block, you do in fact take damage. So if I were to go to survival, you can see I am slowly suffocating, but you can theoretically crawl through one block place. You just do take damage. So you might be wondering, how do I get unsmall? Well, it's simple. You keep the same thing in and use the regulator to return yourself to normal size. Now what's nice is it doesn't use up the disc, which means you can still throw it at other mobs in that if you want to, so it's quite nice in that regards. Now moving on to the blue one, this allows you to become gigantic. Now I would recommend doing this away from any builds, anything that can be destroyed easy, because once you click, you become giant and you can't even see your face. It's so tall up. And yeah, so another effect of being giant is that you can literally plow through anything. So if you want to flatten a large area, this is perfect for you. Just be careful not to destroy anything in your path. Now again, you do get all these different effects, which is quite nice, albeit a little less time on them. I think they last for a minute or so instead of a minute and a half like the other one. So keep that into mind. And once again, as long as you have it on your earth hand slot, this is another problem. You basically can't see your inventory, so take a note, but you can still see where stuff is. Just make sure it's in your earth hand slot and you right click again to return to normal size, and that kind of fixes up your inventory as well. Now moving on quickly, let's show you these two different structures here. Now, this is a very cool feature. It requires way less resources to craft this than actually building a netherite beacon. So basically we place it down, you have this little area here, and if we throw it with a blue disc, it literally becomes the thing. And I somehow hit myself with the thing as well, so I'm giant again. But as you can tell, it did become the giant netherite beacon, so it's kind of like a duplication item, if that makes sense. So yeah, let me try to find this slot so I can become normal again. And the same thing with this mini house over here. So if we spawn it here, let's throw it in a distance over here. You can see it literally makes a giant house for you to live in. And I don't think there's anything in this chest. Oh, there is. It's a painting. But it makes a nice little portable house where you can take around with you. Now, moving on, we're going to quickly go through the spawnables. It's nothing too amazing, but you can see all the different boss types. So that's Ghost. Here's MODOK over here. Here's a flying ant, which will spawn in later because you can actually tame them. But moving on, we've got Yellow Jacket. So these are all things that account in different biomes, and you can battle them to get their equipment. Now let's actually use a flying ant. So we spawned a flying ant here. We got a nice black one here. So we can just tame it with a sugar to make it our pet. But we can't ride it because we're too big. So you actually have to become tiny for you to ride it. So let's throw in the tiny one there, and let's shrink like so, and now we're back to normal. Well, back to being tiny, and we can click on it. Now we can't move around, but that's where you use the ant saddle, and you can kind of right click the ant or that to get the saddle. And now it's now it's equipped to the ant, and we can actually fly around with the ant all over the place. You just literally can't see me. Let me try to get a better picture by zooming in with my FOV all the way down. Yeah, you're not going to get a much better picture than the little speck on the screen there. But as you can see, we're flying around. So just quickly moving on, let's go through the armors. So this is the generic one that you've been seeing. So let's just grab this armor right here, which is the wasp armor. So let's throw it on. So it doesn't indeed change your model too much more suiting the armor. But what you've noticed is we have an extra item called the wings, or the wasp wings, whichever you want to say it. And this basically allows you to fly. So it's very simple. All you do is you crouch and jump, and now you're flying. So whenever you crouch in the air, you actually get levitation, which allows you to fly higher. And when you let go, you have slow falling, which allows you to glide a great distance. But moving on, this is just basically a different color of this armor, so I'm not going to go over it. But moving to the more interesting one, we have the Yellow Jacket. So let's grab all the items here, which is the helmet and the suit, and then we can take this off, and you can see we have the little claws, which actually gives you, there's a new ability in your inventory, which when you click, I'm sorry, little one, it shoots a laser beam and it destroys anything in its path, and it's very powerful, as you can tell. You also do get a physical item, which you can get if you kill Yellow Jacket, so you don't have to wear the armor to use the items. And one final thing, you also get blasters. I'm not too sure who drops this, but I presume it's Yellow Jacket as well, and it does basically the same thing, just a bit faster. And finally, we've got Ghost here, which comes with a special power, and we take the rest of the suit off, grab the head, there you go, and let's throw it on. This is probably one of the most unique armors in this add-on. It doesn't do much in terms of on its own, but if you use this Ghost power thing and put it in an F hand, you become invisible. Now you do need the armor basically on, otherwise it doesn't work. So if you have the armor on, you become invisible. If you take one piece armor off, you kind of get a weird glitched out. You can see my body parts tiny and I have armor head. But yeah, other than being quite funny, you do need the entire suit on to have the true effect, which gives you a nice bit of invisibility. But there you have it. That's how you can become Ant-Man or one of the other characters in Minecraft. Now this is probably a bit longer than I normally do in these types of videos, but I do hope you did enjoy, so leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.